What's up, dearest wonderful people? It's Oliver here, and today we're going to keep it real. We're just going to have a discussion, just a chat, from me to your soul. And this isn't a normal video, but this is something important that's been on my mind recently, and that's a realization that I've had due to an experience, which I'll tell you about right now. So you may be wondering, why is the title, I'm not happy, or whatever the title is. You might be intrigued. It's not completely clickbait. It is partially true. And it all started a few days ago. The night before last, I was at the ER. I was the patient in the ER because at first they thought it might have been a collapsed lung, but it turned out to just be a really severe panic attack. And what happened was, I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was doing my homework, and out of nowhere, I got this weird chest pain, and I thought it was nothing. And then I started to lose feeling in my limbs, and I got really weak and couldn't walk, and then it got really hard to breathe. So that's when 911 was dialed. And my parents were out, actually, and I felt bad bothering them on their date, but, I didn't really want to die, so I had to bother them, and they said it was chill. They like me alive, which is nice. And, no, they love me. And my parents are great. Shout out to my parents. Parents are amazing, actually. They may tell you, get off your phone, or do your homework, stuff like that. But parents really are insane. So, the ambulance came, and also the fire truck. The fire truck came, which I don't get. Nothing was on fire. I don't need the fire truck. I need the ambulance. I don't get why fire trucks have to come, but that's beside the point. So the ambulance came, and they helped me. Since I was so weak, it was very hard for me to walk. They helped me slowly to the ambulance. Then they put me on their little bed thing, and I felt really cool, being in an ambulance. Not because I thought I was so scared, actually, at that point, because they didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on before the ambulance came. Once they put that thing on my heart and stuff and heard my heartbeat, they knew it wasn't a collapsed lung or anything serious. But when I didn't know what was going on, I was so scared. I actually thought that I might be dying. I didn't know what I didn't know what a heart attack felt like, and I thought maybe that was it. I just was so scared. I couldn't breathe and couldn't walk. And I was so dizzy. It was just such a weird feeling, and it was scary. But it was cool to know that in the ambulance, people in cars were stopping so I could get through. Shout out to all those people driving who got out of the way for me. I appreciate you. But then we got to the hospital, and it was still pretty hard for me to breathe, but they sensed my heartbeat, and I was chill. So they didn't exactly know what it was at that point. They just knew that most likely it wasn't a collapsed lung. But anyway, fast forward a few hours, I'm breathing better. They have me on that oxygen thing that, helps you breathe. And then I felt much better. I still was really weak, and most of my feeling was back into my limbs. So I was on the uphill after a few hours at the hospital, and then I was discharged, and the final diagnosis was that it was just a panic attack. It was a very severe, much more severe panic attack. On the scale of panic attacks, it was very severe. That's my point. And then, so what causes a panic attack? Usually it's stress about something in life, or just just stress. Usually that's what it comes down to. There's no other way to put it. And as you guys know, or if you know me in person, you know this even more, that I'm a very, my energy level is not chill. I'm a very not hyper, but I'm always full of energy, usually. But when it comes to dealing with stress, I'm usually super chill. So this was so weird and so random for me. And I think that's part of the reason why I was even more scared, because something like this, a panic attack, has never happened to me before. But indeed, it does come from stress, and I don't want to go into what was stressing me out. I don't even know exactly what was stressing me out, but I don't want to go into that since that's more personal. But what I do want to say is that I'm starting to realize that I don't think I'm as happy a person as I thought I was, if that makes any sense. So not just on YouTube, but also at school, people ask me why are you so happy? Can you just not be so happy? How can you be this joyful? And I usually just tell them, just appreciate life. Life is a gift. People are amazing. We live in a society that is incredible. I mean, sometimes, but really, life is a gift. And then I have a panic attack because of stress. So it's I think I was in my mind, I've always thought of myself as a happy person, as like a really joyful human being, so that when something like this happened, since I've always thought of myself as being happy, and I think I am a happy person, but when these little things, small things that I don't think are stressing me out, but they really do, all these little pieces of stress and sadness build up, and I ignore them over time, but then it just builds up, and at that point, it just exploded. And to cope with this, to like make sure I don't have a lot of panic attacks in the future, I'm going to start doing a meditation. I used to do meditation, but then I didn't because I was like, I'm chill. I'm the most mellow guy around. Yeah, I don't need meditation. It turns out I do, or I think that would help because I think what I learned from this is that I shouldn't be afraid to like accept sadness or accept stress. And just because, like, at the hospital, my parents were there and, like, being very supportive and whatnot. Shout out to parents again. But I was crying. Like, not like bawling, but just, like, I was very... 3 reasons. 1, I was just, first of all, pain. Like, my chest was in pain. And it wasn't really pain in my hands, but I just literally couldn't feel my hands, and my feet. So that was really weird. And second of all, I was just scared and of what was happening to me. And then thirdly, I felt it was more emotional pain, because I felt like, because the diagnosis was a panic attack, that kind of like made me feel like I'm letting my family I'm letting my family down, or I'm letting my friends down, because I'm this happy, like, joyful person, and then now maybe really I'm not as happy as I thought I was. And so I feel like I was letting the people closest to me down, like I'm not the person they thought I was. But I think that's okay. You need to accept what's real so that you can work with it, because I don't want to continue ignoring stress and sadness and have it result in another panic attack that was as severe as this, or just anything like that. So I don't really have this entire video is not scripted or anything. I literally just the experience. This whole thing happened a day or two ago, and I just felt like it was important to share because it's a big, like, kind of epiphany, I guess you might say. I've always been this euphoric chap, and then this stress just hits me, and I have a panic attack. So it was very weird and scary, but I think it's shown me that it's okay. It's okay to accept sadness. You might watch my videos and think, "How are you so happy?" My friends, if you know me in person, you might like envy me because I'm happy about so many things. But it's okay. If you're stressed, if you're sad, if you're mad, it's okay to have those feelings because you're accepting what's real. And I think it was kind of partially my fault that I had ignored any time that I did feel sad or stressed out, and it made me end up in the ER. So I just think, accept sadness. It's not wrong to be sad. It's not wrong to be stressed out. You just have to deal with it in a proper fashion. So yeah, I'm not going to be changing my channel name or anything. I'm still Oliver the Joy Boy because I may not be 100% joyful, but that is something I aspire to do. Church bells are going off. It's weird in the English language how we say, like, the bells are going off, or like my alarm's going off, but it actually is on. Like, if it were off, it would be silent. Anyway, I'm still the Joy Boy because that's what I aspire to do, and that's what I want to motivate others to do. When you see my channel, I want that to, like, bring maybe a little bit of happiness into your day, or I want you to maybe aspire to take something that's really not that important, that you may be stressed over, but it's actually not worth being stressed over. When it comes to the things that you should be stressed over, it's okay. That's fine, because my whole point is it's okay to be sad. Yeah, I hope this added some substance, some level of value into your day, into your life. I don't know. Yeah, I hope this shows you that someone as joyful as me, if someone as joyful as me can have this experience of a panic attack and that much stress and sadness. I'm not super sad, but I mean, like, just these little bits have been adding up, and then it exploded. That it's okay. You shouldn't feel bad for being sad. yeah, so that's really it. And if you've been thinking, Oliver, where have the uploads been? It's in between your uploads. It's been like 2-3 weeks. That's depressing. I just school takes up a lot of time, and then outside of school, I skateboard, and then outside of skateboarding, I'm also working on another project that doesn't go up on. It's not public, and I don't think I'm allowed to talk about that. But a lot of things are happening. I'm not ignoring YouTube completely. It's just it's bottom priority, if you know what I mean. So thank you so much for watching. Peace out, respect your elders, and have a euphoric rest of your day. Make it euphoric. Live euphorically. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.